This is your host, Danny, and this is Do You Know from English Plus Podcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk about giraffes. What do you know about giraffes? What do giraffes look like? How do giraffes eat? How about giraffes' families? Are giraffes endangered? You want to learn about all this stuff? Stick around and join me in this episode of Do You Know from English Plus Podcast, and we will learn more about giraffes. But before we do that, let me remind you that you can become a patron of English Plus Podcast on Patreon. The link is in the description. And by doing that, you will be supporting me to continue creating the content you love, and you will be getting some exclusive stuff. You will be getting every single issue of English Plus magazine. And more is coming along the way, but of course, I need your support to create more of this good stuff. And one more thing, don't forget that there is also another link that will take you to EnglishPlusPodcast.com, where you will find the transcript, a PDF downloadable worksheet. You can practice your English with some exercises. I added some word games as well within the PDF worksheet, so if you're interested in that, you can take the link and go to the custom post I created for this episode, and you will have everything you need. And now, without further ado, let's start talking about giraffes. Imagine being tall enough to see over rooftops. Giraffes are that tall. They are the tallest animals in the world. What makes a giraffe so tall is its long neck. A big male giraffe stands almost 20 feet or 6 meters high. That is about as tall as a 2-story building. Giraffes live in Africa on plains called savannas. They live in places where there are trees with leaves that they can eat. So, what do giraffes look like? Giraffes have short bodies and long, skinny legs. Their front legs are a little longer than their back legs. Males are usually taller than females. Giraffes can gallop as fast as 35 miles per hour, which is 56 kilometers per hour. That is as fast as cars often go on side streets. Short, thick fur covers giraffe. Their fur has a pattern of brown patches. Some patches look like stepping stones from a path. Lighter colored lines separate the patches. The color and pattern of their fur helps giraffes blend in with trees and leaves. It helps giraffes hide from lions. Giraffes have a mane, a line of longer fur along their necks. They have a tail with a long tuft of fur at the end. Giraffes use their tails to swat flies and other insects that land on them. Giraffes have 2 stubby horns covered with skin on their heads. A male's horns are bigger than a female's horns. So, how do giraffes eat? Giraffes stick their necks up and nibble the leaves off trees. Their long necks and great height help them eat leaves that are too high for other animals to reach. A giraffe wraps its long tongue around twigs with leaves the way you would grab leaves with your hand. The giraffe pulls the twigs into its mouth. Giraffes can even eat leaves from trees that have thorns. Their tongues and lips have a hard covering. The covering lets the giraffe bite off sharp thorns that grow on some trees. Giraffes have special teeth with deep grooves. They use their teeth to strip the leaves off twigs. Male and female giraffes eat leaves from different parts of the tree. Males reach their long necks up to the highest branches. Females eat leaves closer to the ground. And now let's talk about giraffe families. Giraffes live together in groups called herds. There are usually about 10 giraffes in a herd. Herds do not have leaders. A giraffe can leave one herd and join another. Sometimes young males get together to make a herd. Sometimes females with calves get together to look for food. Giraffes live peacefully until it is time to mate. Males fight each other for mates. They first wrap their necks around each other, then they bang their horns together. They do not usually hurt each other. The loser just walks away. A male mates with many females. The females are pregnant for about 15 months. A mother giraffe does not lie down to give birth. She stands on all 4 legs. The newborn calf just drops to the ground. It can stand up after about only 20 minutes. Calves have more enemies than adult giraffes do. Lions, leopards, and hyenas kill many calves. Giraffes that reach adulthood live for about 25 years. And now to the final question for this episode. Are giraffes endangered? Well, there were huge herds of giraffes in Africa until about 100 years ago. Hunters killed many of the animals. People destroyed places where giraffes lived. There are many fewer giraffes alive today, but they are not endangered. Giraffes are protected. Many giraffes live in national parks and game reserves. Big giraffe herds with more than 100 members can still be found in Tanzania's Serengeti National Park. So, that is everything I wanted to share with you about giraffes. I hope you learned something you didn't know about before, and don't forget, you can get extra practice from the PDF worksheet in the custom post I created for this episode on EnglishPlusPodcast.com. You can find the link in the description of the episode, and you will also find the transcript there. That being said, I would like to thank you very much for listening to another Do You Know episode from English Plus Podcast. This is your host, Danny. I will see you next time.